Hello guys. Welcome back to the module 5, the gear trains. We were solving some of the problems. Okay, so we'll continue to solve problems. Now, before going to the further, okay, we'll just recap how to calculate the speed ratio and the gear train value. Okay, so now all of you know that this is a simple gear train. Okay, and in here. Gear number 2 is an idle, and here gear number 2 and 3 are idle gears. Okay, so if you want to calculate the speed ratio, it is always simple. In case of simple gear train, it is the teeth on driven divided by teeth on driver. If I want to calculate the train value, right, it is teeth on driver divided by teeth on driven, because train value is 1 by speed ratio. Okay, so in a simple gear train, it doesn't matter there are how many. See, let me go to the last example over this. Okay, how many gears are there in this gear train? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So power is transferred from the first gear, which is the driver, to the last gear, which is a gear number 4, which is the follower. Okay, in between there are two gears, 2 and 3, known as idle gears. Okay, now the speed ratio or the train value of the whole of this combination, okay, is nothing but teeth on driver divided by teeth on driven. The train value is, the formula is what? Teeth on driver by teeth on driven. That is T4. That is, if T4 is the number of teeth on gear 4, then it's T4 by T1. It does not matter that how many idle gears are there. Okay, in case of simple gear, doesn't matter how many idle gears are there, the train value is always very easy to calculate. It is the teeth on the driver, that's the first gear, divided by teeth on the number of last gear. Okay, now when we come to the compound gear train, okay, so we know that in the compound gear train, what's the difference? That is, each shaft carries two gears. If each shaft carries two gears. Okay, so in this combination, how the power is being transferred? Gear 1, which is on shaft A, it drives gear 2. Okay, and because 2 and 3 are on the same shaft, the same speed is given to gear 3 also. Then gear 3 drives gear 4, and then on shaft C, gear 5 drives gear 6. Okay, so in the speed ratio or train value in compound gear is given as speed ratio is product of teeth on driven gears divided by product of teeth on the drivers. Okay, now what is the train value? It is the reciprocal, product of teeth on drivers divided by product of teeth on driven, in case of compound gear train. Okay, so in this example, which are the driver gear? Now gear 1 drives gear 2, so 1 is the driver, 2 is the follower. Next step, gear 3 drives gear 4, so gear 3 becomes the driver and gear 4 becomes the follower. Then gear 5 drives gear 6, so 5 becomes the driver and 6 becomes the follower. Okay, hence the train value is nothing but product of drivers, that is T1 into T3 into T5 divided by product of teeth on driven, that is T2 divided by T4 divided by T6. Okay, you need to understand these two when you want to calculate the gear train or epicyclic gear trains. Okay, all right, so numerical, with that in mind, we'll go to solve the next problem, numerical number 2. An epicyclic gear train consists of 3 gears A, B, C. The gear A has 72 internal teeth and gear C has 32 external teeth. The gear B measures with both A and C and is carried on arm EF, which rotates about the center of A at 18 rpm. If the gear A is fixed, determine the speed of gear B and C. Okay, so this is a problem and this is a representation of the problem. Okay, now gear A, here the gear A has 72 internal teeth. When I know internal teeth, that means it is the outside gear. Okay, the outside gear is the gear A. The gear A is also known as ring gear, okay, or annular gear or internal teeth gear. Okay, why? Because the teeth cut on that is internal, not on the external. Okay, hence like that. Okay, and then gear C has 32. Okay, here gear C is the center, which is known as the sun. Okay, sun, and gear B is known as the planet. Okay, so this is just the representation here I got. Okay, so the brown gear is the sun, which is gear C, and then the yellow one is the planet, is the gear B, and it is connected through an arm, okay, or EF. Okay, now before you start solving, or even if you before starting going for the, you know that it's an epicyclic gate train and we have to solve through the tabular method. Okay, even before solving that, you have to first identify if I know the gears on each, the number of teeth on each of the gears, whether I know the number of teeth on each of the gears. Okay, so on this problem, they have given the teeth on gear A, they have given the teeth on gear C, but they are not given teeth on gear B. Okay, first let us solve that. So solution, gear of teeth A, teeth on gear A is given, teeth on gear C is given, and it also said that the arm EF rotates about the center of A at 18 rpm. So the arm is 18 rpm, and gear A is fixed. If the gear A is fixed, okay, that is annular gear, the outside gear is fixed, so its speed is equal to 0. So we know this much. Okay, first let us calculate the teeth on gear B, which is not given. Now from the figure we know that radius of gear A, okay, radius of gear A is nothing but radius of C plus twice plus diameter, or twice the diameter of radius of gear B. Okay, hence I have written RA is equal to RC plus 2B. Okay, now radius in a gear is given by module into number of teeth. Okay, so RA becomes module M into the number of teeth TA. Similarly for RC becomes module M into TC, and this 2 into M into TB. Okay, assuming the module is the same, because nothing about the module is mentioned, assuming it's same, so M is common for all, so that we can neglect, it strikes off itself. So TA is equal to TC plus 2B, and when I calculate, I'll get the value of number of teeth on gear B as 20. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, they, for of all the gears, they won't give you the number of teeth, so you have to calculate first. Okay, after that comes the tabular column. All right, so in the tabular column, just like I said, okay, first is the arm, next comes the gear C, next comes the gear B, and then the gear A. Okay, we have to list all the gears. First thing we have to do is list all the gears. So first is the arm, then comes the gear C, usually the sun, you keep it the sun, then gear B and gear A. Okay, because after C is in mesh with B, right? So hence I written B, and B is in mesh with A, hence comes the gear A. So fix the arm EF and give one rotation to gear C. Since you fix the arm, so the rotation of this is 0, and I gave one rotation to gear C. Okay, next you have to put the train value here. So if you see here, C, it drives B, right? It's a simple gear system, it's a simple gear train. Okay, but if the gear C rotates in the clockwise direction, the gear B rotates opposite to that, anti-clockwise. Okay, minus. So hence this is symbol is minus, because the direction of gear C is opposite to that of C. Okay, hence it is minus. And then the train value, so number of teeth on the driver divided by number of teeth on the follower. C is the driver, B is the follower. Okay, next gear A. Okay, so now you have now the arrangement is gear C drives gear B, B drives A. Okay, so there are 3 gears. Again, it's a simple gears, it's a simple gear train. Okay, A drives B, B drives C. Okay, so if C rotates in clockwise, right, then which direction does A drive? Okay, so C clockwise, B anti-clockwise, reverse to that. Now because B is meshed internally, the direction of B and A are the same. Hence, the direction of gear A with respect to gear C is opposite. Hence, again, this is minus. Okay, hence, again, it is minus. Alright, so it is minus. Then number of teeth on driver, that is TC, divided by teeth on follower, that is TA. Okay. Next, once you get this expression, the problem is as good as solved. Next, you have to just multiply by x. So 0 into x gives me 0. X into 1 gives me x, and then x here into x into x. Next, to whatever expression you got here, add y. 0 plus y is y, then becomes x plus y, then this is y minus so and so, then this is y minus so and so. Okay, the first thing is to write this. Okay, I hope you understood how did you get gear B and gear the expression for gear A. Okay, see, for gear B, C drives B, just between. Okay, so hence this is a driver, this is a follower. Okay, so the train value is number of teeth on driver divided by number of teeth on follower. Okay, similarly when it comes to A, now the gear train is 3, gear C, gear B and gear A. Okay, C drives B B drives A, okay, but the direction of gear A is opposite to that of C, hence it is minus. And then the drain value is, this is the driver, that is the follower. So number of teeth on the driver divided by number of teeth on the follower, that is TA, gives you minus TC by TA. Okay, and then you solve this. So they have given that the speed of arm is 18 rpm and that the gear A is fixed. So I have written NA is equal to 0. Now this is nothing but the speeds, the expression for the speeds, okay, speeds on each. So this expression is nothing but the speed of gear B. This expression is nothing but speed of gear A. This expression is nothing but speed of gear C. Okay, so they have given 2 here, so let us solve. So arm is equal to 18 rpm. What is expression for arm? Y. So y is equal to 18. So y is equal to 18. Okay, speed of A is 0. What is the expression for A? This one here. Okay, y minus TC by TA into x is equal to 0. So substituting the values, we will get x is equal to 4.5 or 40.5. Okay. Next, from there, you directly calculate the speed of gear B. So from the table, the expression for speed B is y minus TC by TB into x. So substitute that values and get the value of B as minus 48.8 rpm. Okay. So this is the speed of gear B, that is 46.8 rpm, opposite to the direction of the arm. Right? Because we have taken arm as, if we take an arm as clockwise, we have to, this, because it is minus, it is opposite to the direction of the arm. Next, speed of gear C. Again, from the table, gear C expression is nothing but x plus y. Substituting the value, I get 58.5 rpm. Now, because it is positive, the speed of the gear C is 58.5 rpm in the direction of the arm. Okay, so hope you understood this problem. We'll solve more in the next class.